Hey everybody, I'm Sarah,
And I'm Hannah.
and welcome to Barefaced. Hello, beautiful listeners, and welcome back to Barefaced.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome. It is a cold ass day in Michigan today, so I'm very excited to be back in my home and not in
Not
the
outside.
tundra. Yeah. So, how are you doing, Hannah? It's been a long, 2 weeks since we've
I know.
recorded.
I know we didn't record last week because I was moving from New York and I'm now in California. So I am no longer in the same time zone as Sarah. So it's a little bit later for her than it is for me. But I'm good. I'm in the mountains. So it's very cold here and it's very dry. So my skincare routine has changed a little bit to actually what it used to be when I was living in Denver.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because obviously I'm at
Mountains.
altitude. Yeah, so I needed a little bit of extra boost. So, yeah, I'm just, excited. I'm just excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous of your remoteness. It seems really tranquil.
It is very tranquil, but there isn't anything you need like last minute. You have to really go out of your way
Plan.
you have to really plan and kind of go out of your way to get it. So,
Yeah.
pros and cons, but honestly, I definitely prefer having more space because the tiny New York apartment was
Ooh,
very
it was small.
difficult.
You know what's sad is I never actually saw you in that New York City apartment
No
because you
one saw
moved in
it.
in February. Yeah.
Yeah, no one saw it. Not a single family member. A lot of our friends were just like, they would message me and they would say, "Oh, I don't even know what your apartment looks like." One of my really
Yeah.
close friends I used to work with in New York messaged me that when I was moving, and I said, "Yeah, no one did."
No one saw it. Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
moved there, what, 3 weeks before shutdown? Something like that.
So we moved second or third weekend of February and we went into shutdown March 13th. So yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of small conveniences, I have a story of my adventure in TJ Maxx today. I don't know what overtook my body, but I was like, you know what? I want to buy a couple products and I don't want to spend a lot of money. I'm going to see what's at TJ Maxx.
Yeah.
And I found some freaking goodies.
Oh,
So the first thing is to be said, I bought a Kopari deodorant.
I've always wanted to try those.
It was $4 on clearance. It's completely
What?
sealed, completely sealed. I didn't see an expiration date on it. I'm going to use it quick because I assume that's why it's on clearance.
Yeah.
I've heard great things. I think it got cleared out of Sephora, I think 10, 12 months ago. So I think it might be
Okay.
that last batch of like everything that cleared out at Sephora.
Yeah.
Um, I found 2 different packs of my Shiseido cotton, which I know it is bad to use cotton, but this cotton
Wait,
is
I'm
so
sorry. Back up. Why is it bad to use cotton?
a lot of people like to use those reusable cotton rounds.
Oh, because
And
you mean
like
it's
it's
not as good for, well, okay.
not as good for the
It's
environment. Yeah.
it's a natural fiber though. It's biodegradable,
It
is it not?
is. Okay, it doesn't say if what type of cotton it is. I assume it's very, very soft. It's super gentle. They're usually, I think, $10 for a pack of 160, and these are on sale for 6, I think. And
Wow.
then I picked up the Biossance Squalene Mineral SPF. And for this one, I did check. It expires in May.
Okay.
So I'm going to open it and start using it tomorrow
Yes.
because I want to get through it. But it was on clearance for $10.
Wow.
And it's really hydrating. I ripped it apart trying to make sure no one had touched it, and no one had. So I was like,
Right.
okay, it's good. But then I messed up the packaging
That's okay though.
exceptionally. And then I got a Ren skincare. It's their Replenish Gel Cream. It's technically for acne prone skin, but since we've had that discussion of like, that doesn't necessarily mean someone without acne can't use it. It's this
Exactly.
calming, hydrating, soothing gel formula. I thought it'd be good for after the gym. So it was like $7.
Yeah, I mean, $7. Wow.
Oh, sorry, $12.99. That was the most expensive one, $12.99.
Okay. But still, though, Ren is a really good brand. What I would assume from a gel cream is that you might prefer it in more humidity and in warmer
Mhm.
weather, but I would be interested to see how you can, if you like it in the winter and if it's not hydrating
Yeah,
enough, how you can make it hydrating for your skin. Yeah. Oh, that's a
absolutely.
really good haul.
Well, and here's the funny part. So I went through my TJ Maxxes have been very bare. And I
Yeah.
was digging deep for these finds, and I like found them. I was like, okay, this is good. And then I saw the associate wheel out a huge trough of brand new, not on the floor products, and they were all beauty products. And my ass walked over and dug through this like like one of those like buckets that they used to sort mail. Like it was one of those
Right.
things. Like it was probably 3 feet tall, like 2 feet wide.
Dang.
I dug and I found a really old, it probably shouldn't have been on sale, but it had never been opened. Cream eyeshadow stick from like the Jaclyn Hill Becca collection. And it's so pretty that I was like,
when
it was
did
like
that
$4
come out?
a couple years ago, but it's a cream product and it hadn't been opened. Like I could tell that it was still sealed and the box didn't have an expiration date.
Yeah.
And it's good for 6 months after open. It felt
Yeah,
fine.
but you don't know if
it
it's
smells
already
fine.
been. Oh, you bought it?
Oh, I bought it.
Oh my
It's
God.
great.
Okay. They don't have
But
to list the date of expiration. Fun fact
They
for
don't.
US regulations. So sometimes you'll see it, sometimes you don't. They will always have
Yeah.
a batch number. And if you're curious, you can message the brand and ask them, when does this expire? This is the batch number. And they should be
Mhm.
able to tell you. But they do
That's-
not legally have to print a US
Exactly.
in the US expiration date.
It's why I'm always hesitant with my TJ Maxx purchases, especially with that SPF. They have to print the SPF expiration date on the bottom
I didn't know
because
that.
of the drug facts. So I did find a Ren
Oh.
SPF, but it expired like next month. And I was like, that's not worth my money.
That
So
happened to me with a purchase that I bought, the Murad serum. It's a skin like brightening
the
serum or
hydroquinone
whatever.
one.
Yeah. But I ended up buying a second one and thinking it was a vitamin C serum, but they had just changed the packaging. But I found it at a Nordstrom rack and that one expired in like a year and a half from now. So when that old one expired, I dumped it and I opened up this one. But yeah, usually if it's within 6 months and you don't think you can use it within 6 months, but sometimes, let me put it this way. Sometimes, hypothetically, a brand can send those products back for testing the lab and the lab can say the expiration date has been extended.
I also Google batch numbers a lot. I used to do that when I was picking from Sephora.
So there is a website, but they don't have
Yeah.
everything. They just have some of the more common brands and some of the more common products, but they still don't have everything. So it can be a little bit more difficult. I mean, you're always safe when you message the brand if you are concerned and just say, here's the batch number, when does this expire?
Yeah. But I just thought you'd appreciate the visual of me almost like hog diving, whatever that term is. Like I was like bent in half digging to the bottom of this bin because I was like, there has to be something good.
I mean, to be completely honest
sadly.
with you, I'm kind of bummed that you didn't FaceTime me. Come on.
I probably should have. I didn't have my AirPods with me. I had forgotten them at home. So I feel really awkward being on the phone if I can't have like
oh my gosh, what is one of my pet peeves, and I don't know what it is, but every time now that I'm in public, it seems that us being in quarantine, everyone's forgotten how to
interact
act in public. Every single person is either FaceTiming without headphones or on loudspeaker or a speakerphone without headphones, and it drives me nuts.
Bonkers.
So as much as I wish I could have been there with you in person and wish I could have been on FaceTime would be my second choice. I do appreciate you not just putting me on speakerphone in the middle of TJ Maxx.
Well, and I could feel like the eyes of other customers and like the associates
always judging you.
and I was like, I don't even care. Cause like I'm not kidding. So these were pristinely packaged, clearly had never been on it. Like they had so if anyone is confused, the way TJ Maxx works, at least from my understanding, is that like at Sephora every month we would have this thing called a pick list. And it was things that were going to be expiring soon or things that were getting new packaging or things that were being pulled from our store and we weren't going to sell them anymore. And that all gets sent to third-party vendors, which are things like Marshall's, TJ Maxx, Nordstrom Rack, things like that.
Jet.com used to be, but I think that they closed.
I don't know if they're doing it.
I don't think Jet.com exists.
I don't know. I never used to use Jet.
I think it closed last summer. I don't know.
But these were like clearly fresh from the shelves of whatever store they had come from, they were so pretty that I was like, if I don't find at least one item in this bucket, it's not worth my time. So I found the Jaclyn Hill.
Was there, so sometimes then we're going to move on. I promise.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Sometimes when you go to the clearance stores, you'll see that there's a lot of either one brand or a lot of one product. did you notice that there was a lot of a single brand or a single product, or there was this lipstick, but it was all of this one shade?
Yeah, actually, there was a ton of red MAC lipsticks, a couple different shades of red lipstick.
Oh, interesting.
A
Okay.
bunch of that. You know what's interesting is I was at a TJ Maxx a couple months ago, and put a lot of stuff back because I was like, I don't really need this. Like, I'm gonna try and less is more type thing.
Proud of you.
Um, girl, I was like, I'm gonna bulk up a kit so when the world reopens, I'll do makeup.
Yeah.
And I had like 6 foundations, and I was like, Sarah, put them back. The
Yeah.
world's not reopening anytime soon. You don't need that. And that time there was so much stuff. These shelves, I'm not sure if it's the location I went to, they were very picked over. So I'm surprised that all the stuff so when I shop at TJ Maxx, I will open the package, and so I did find like a primer that I love, and I opened it to see if it had been used, and the plastic seal had been ripped off, and I was like, I can't bring myself to like,
Wow.
if it's open, like I won't purchase it, which is sad because they don't make it anymore. And I was like,
I never checked that the seal has been
all the time.
Well, here's the thing. I never open the box because usually the box has a seal. But you're right. If the box doesn't have a seal, then you should open it. But whoa, in coronavirus times?
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm just going to double check. So like everything that I bought either had the seal or like I could see on the Biossance it's a pump. It clearly had not been pumped. And when I got in my car, I double checked. I was like, oh, it took like 7 tries for me to get product out. So I was like, okay, no one's touched it. It was also hidden.
Yeah.
I think because the brands I picked were like brands no one knows. They were like, oh, they were steals. But anyways, let's move on to what we're talking about.
Yes.
I'm sorry for that long babble.
No, but I did appreciate that little mini haul because, I kind of, I don't know, get happy from hearing other people shop.
$35 for everything, and I like died inside.
That's a great deal.
It made me so happy. But today we're going to do Our Morning Is Here. Any Friends fans out there will know our little ditty. Our AM routines that we're currently doing. So I think we decided the best way to do this is to go all the way down one person. That way you guys can get a good idea of what our full routine looks like. And I think, Hannah, did you want to start or do you want me to start?
I can start. Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So, as I said before, I'm in the mountains. And as I said in our first episode, and I'm sure in other ones, I have dry acne prone skin. I am more common to all kinds of breakouts, but I did have a history of cystic breakouts in my cheeks, and I do have pigmentation that lasts a long time. So that is something that I'm always trying to, I guess, the word attack is coming to mind, but it's not the word I want to say. Combat. Yes. Treat.
Yeah.
So
treat.
Yeah. Dryness, acne, and hyperpigmentation and acne scarring. So the cleanser that I'm using right now is from CeraVe. It's their hydrating facial cleanser. It's a great cleanser. You can get it at the drugstore. This is what I love about it, is that it's $13.99 for 12 ounces. And you can get it anywhere. CVS, literally the grocery store. You can get it anywhere. And the reason I like this is because a lot of people like to go for the gel cleanser from either CeraVe or Cetaphil. I wanted something that was very hydrating and comforting. So it feels like a lotion. It's very, very soothing. It's mild. It comes in a pump form, so you don't have to dip your fingers in, which a lot of cream cleansers, you have to dip your finger in, and that's just unsanitary to me. And basically I wanted either like a cleansing milk or a cleansing cream, but I didn't want to pay, pardon my language, out the ass for it. So I went to...
Pardon my language, who are you?
I went to CVS and I got this, and I really, really enjoy it. I think it's something that is great for dry skin or really sensitive skin.
I bought this because you recommended it. I got a very small, I think $4 version, and it's a squeeze tube, and it's really, really nice.
Yeah. And that's also really great for traveling because your skin naturally gets...
It's my gym. It's in my gym bag.
Yeah. Like just anytime you need a really soothing cleanse. And I love that it's so affordable and accessible. So, that has been a very nice surprise at how much I like it. So yeah, that's the CeraVe. That's the cleanser I've been using. Then I alternate in the morning. I either use a vitamin C serum or I use a salicylic acid serum. But currently what I've been doing is doing my acids at night. So in the morning I'm doing my exfoliating acids at night. So in the morning, I'm doing a vitamin C, and I'm currently finishing up a pineapple vitamin C serum that I got from Gratis. So any type of vitamin C serum, I've tried this one that I like. It's kind of middle range in terms of price, and then I've tried the one from SkinCeuticals, which I love, but it's so expensive that I save it for when I have a coupon code and I buy it. Um, so
SkinCeuticals is like that. They're expensive. They
they're
work.
expensive, yeah, but that CE serum really worked, but I think it's just
Hmm.
something that I can't afford right now, and that's fine. There are so many other vitamin C serums, and actually there's one from Maylove, that is $27.95. That's basically the exact same thing as the SkinCeutical ones. It has, I think, over 1,000 5-star reviews, and I have it when as
Wow.
soon as I'm done with the one that I have to finish now, I'm gonna try it, and I'll keep you guys updated because if you can find
That
something,
sounds great.
if you can find a dupe and that's
Yeah.
27.95 instead of 156 or whatever, I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah. I think
So
Naturium makes one that I was like interested in as well. I think there's a couple vitamin C's at the drugstore right now that I have like my eye on.
so do you know do okay, wow, stutter. Do they do they call out the percent of vitamin C?
I believe they did. I
Okay.
think I mean literally I was at Target today and I looked at it and I was like, "Oh, I don't need that."
Yeah.
I want to say all of their serums because they call out the one I'm going to talk about that I'm using, they call out the percentage on that too.
Yes. So some of them do,
So,
some of them don't. So when I try to find a dupe, I try to find it as close as possible. So
yeah.
the Maylove one is 15%, vitamin C with
Nice.
ferulic acid and vitamin E, right? Which is the
Yeah.
same percentage as the SkinCeuticals one. So the one that I'm using now, they call out, I think they 22% pineapple juice, and I don't know if they call it the specific percent of vitamin C. I don't remember. But that's when I try to find a specific dupe. I try to find it where they actually it is very
It's
much a
very
dupe.
comparable.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's the serum, and then just because it is super dry and it's the middle of winter, I have been adding in a hydrating and soothing serum, and this is from Fourth Ray Beauty. It's their oat face milk, and this one's also super affordable. It's $14 for 1 fluid ounce. You can get it online, or you
It's
can get it
ColourPop's
at
website,
Ulta.
right?
So so Fourth Ray is the skincare sister, right, of ColourPop. It's all started by Seed Beauty, I believe. But
Okay.
they have their own website. So you can find some of the Fourth Ray products on ColourPop, but in that case, might as well just go to fourthraybeauty.com. But I do believe, I mean, I know that they sell Fourth Ray at Ulta, so I would assume that this is
Mhm.
also there. But this is really nice. I like to mix it in with the other serum that I use and apply it. And it's an oat face milk. It's really hydrating and soothing. It has no scent. And if I just needed something that was hydrating, that wasn't a hyaluronic acid gel, because sometimes those are so goopy. I wanted something that was
Yeah.
creamy textured. So that's why I really
The
like this one.
textures can be I will say like textures for hyaluronics, I'm very picky about. So I've been interested in Fourth Ray. They have a lot of interesting ingredient choices. Like they have some really unique things on their website.
Yeah, I mean, they have the face milks, I think, is one of the ones that they really I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. They have so many. They have like avocado, and then they have oat, and then they have pineapple and watermelon. Like, do you need all of them? No. But an
No.
oat, creamy, hydrating, soothing,
For
excuse me, like
14 bucks?
right,
Sure.
exactly. And I didn't want to use something that was gelatinous, and that tends to be what I find with hyaluronic acid
Yeah,
serums. And I didn't want it
I
to be
agree.
sticky, and again, $14. So I really like this one, and it is very soothing. So I mix
Mhm.
those two together. And then we have a different moisturizer. I finally branched out
Woo!
and tried something new. So, as much as I love the Embryolisse one, it just wasn't cutting it by itself. And on days where I am very lazy, I didn't want to add in, some extra essences or whatever. So, I wanted a thicker moisturizer. So, I've been using the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Moisturizer. I'm obsessed. I love it. I need to figure out how to get a larger size to me because I'm almost out. And I remember trying this in college and I found it to be greasy.
Mhm. I had
And
that same experience.
yeah, and I don't know if they I kind of feel like they didn't change the formula because this is their original, this is their, I think they
This
say
is their hero product.
yeah, and I think it was their first one. Like I saw on Instagram, they said the product that started it all. So I don't know if that was started all the hype or that was the first one that they launched. But I don't know if I was using it wrong. I don't know, but it is so great. It's actually formulated on the back. It says drug facts, 0.5% colloidal oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it is very soothing. It's very calming. So if you're using, a more like an exfoliator, or if your skin is just a little bit irritated or something, it feels so nice. You only have to use a little bit. It is a pricier product, I would say. I mean, it's in line with like average Sephora. So I tried the 2-ounce one, which is 60 mils for $16. And then the 6-ounce tub actually is $36. So it actually isn't, now that I
It's not,
think
it's
about
pretty
it,
inexpensive.
yeah, because usually moisturizers are 1.7 to
1 ounce. Yeah.
2. Yeah. And
And they're
they're,
30
yeah. So
bucks.
for 6 ounces, you get $36. So actually, I take that back. It is pretty, and you only need a little bit. And oh my gosh,
You
I
can
was,
use this one on your body too, which I love. Like I had the really big squeezy tube that I got in gratis like years ago.
yeah,
And you could use it on like your legs, your arms. I loved it for my elbows and my knees because that oatmeal is so good at like soothing and calming rough skin.
right. And actually, now that you're saying that, this is basically the Sephora version of the Aveeno line, I guess,
Yeah.
because they use colloidal oatmeal.
Sorry, I
I don't,
made a face there. I was really,
yeah, now
yeah.
now now maybe I'll be like, drugstore dupe. I don't know.
Mm.
I'll have to look into that. I used to use that when I was younger, the Aveeno one. But yeah, this is also boyfriend approved because I was wondering why I was
Hmm.
going through it so quickly because I wasn't using too much. And then Jake comes down and he's like, "Oh, the moisturizer in the blue tube. I really like it. Can we get more?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
You
but
know,
don't use it." I was
there
wondering why
are
I was going through it so quickly.
there are moments when I'm really glad that I'm single. That might be one of them.
Yeah, were they unauthorized use of your skincare products?
Dude, at least it's like an inexpensive one. If that was happening with like a $60 moisturizer, I might flip a table.
So I had an Arcona cranberry gommage scrub that I loved, which is expensive. I don't remember how much it was, but it's pricey. It's like 42 or $46 for I don't know, 4 fluid ounces. I don't know. I think it was gone in 6 weeks.
Oh
Yeah. And he's like,
my God.
I love how scrubby it is for my skin, because he really likes to get in and, he likes the grittiness. And I said,
Hmm.
yeah, that was almost $50. That was just gone in about a month and a half. So I'm getting you
How much
your
was he
own.
using it every day?
Probably, I mean, I don't know. I would assume 3 times a week at
Oh my
least.
God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
If not every day, I have no idea. I just was like that. I cannot believe how quickly we ran out of that. And then
Yeah.
I found the culprit.
You're like, give it back.
Yeah, exactly. And then wow, I'm proud of myself. I breezed through this really quickly. The sunscreen that I'm using, because you always want to use sunscreen, is a trial size version of the Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen SPF 40.
I
Now,
love.
do you?
I do. You're not gonna like it. I can know you're not gonna like it, but
I am surprised at how much I liked it, because I remember I had a
really,
sample of it and I hated the texture because it's that primer texture.
it
And I
is.
said, I'm never going to spend my money on this because as I said before in previous episodes, my skincare to be skincare, my makeup to be makeup. I do not like when skincare has a makeupy feel. So it feels like any sort of makeup primer that you would
Yeah,
use
it feels
before foundation.
silicone-y.
Yes, it feels silicone. Yes, thank you. It feels amazing on my skin. It doesn't leave any sort of shine or anything. Like, I know now that I was no, I don't want to say a snob, but I just definitely judged it by what I thought it was gonna do to my skin. I thought it was gonna be all
Mhm.
pore clogging, and it wasn't.
It's
So
so lightweight.
it's super lightweight,
And you
and
know
it is
what's
clear. It is 100% clear. So if you're
completely
ever worried about
colorless.
that, yes. Oh
And you know
yeah,
what it is
colorless. Yeah.
too? I really clear it. I mean, tomato,
Yeah.
tomato.
Yeah.
Um, I really hate that silicone texture.
Yes.
And I think I might have just been using too much of this when I first started it, but I love it. I use it in my gym bag.
Hmm.
And I actually like how it almost smooths my skin. Like it doesn't look like a
It
primer. It doesn't
does.
look makeupy, but it almost has that like when you take an Instagram picture and you swipe to the right and it's that like Paris filter, it feels
Hmm.
like that in real life.
Yes, it does. For sure.
And so if I'm not wearing makeup, I just feel a little bit more like put together. And I'm like, oh, I can. And I have been using Bare Minerals a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
because I want like coverage, but I don't want it to like sink in.
Yeah.
And they work so well together. So I've really been enjoying that.
I haven't tried it under makeup because I haven't been wearing makeup, but I feel like it would be the perfect thing to wear under makeup. But
Hmm.
you're right, it does look really nice on its own. It has a really nice finish. I don't look shiny, which a lot of sunscreens can leave you looking shiny. So yeah, I'm very impressed with this. And so the full
Hmm.
size is 1.7 ounces, 50 mils, and it's $34. So it's kind of in that mid-range at Sephora
Yeah.
for sunscreens.
Would
Yeah.
you repurchase this one? Like purchase a full size?
Short answer is yes, but there are other sunscreens. They released a sunscreen like with vitamin C, and I would want
That
to
looks really
purchase.
good too.
Yes, so I'd want to try that one because I was super intrigued by that one. But it's
Hmm.
good to know that if I was at Sephora, I needed a sunscreen, there is one there that I've tried and I've liked. Even if it's on the
Yeah.
like, well, it's actually mid-range
Pricier
for
end.
pricier, but I would. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember always saying when I was at Sephora, like Supergoop is, in my opinion, this like gold standard of SPF, where like their whole
Yeah.
brand is based around SPF, obviously. But every SPF product I've tried from them, I have liked. I've done their SPF moisturizer. I like their setting spray with the SPF 50 and the rosemary a lot. You're making a face.
So I liked it, except that it's a spray, so it goes everywhere, and I could kind of feel it was like
Feel it in my
crunch.
hair.
Yes, I could
Yeah.
feel it in my hair. So, but honestly, if you need to reapply throughout the day and you're hiking, you're at the beach, or even over makeup, yes,
That's what I love about
yes,
it. I love
yes.
that it's like like I liked it. I always sold it as like, you're supposed to be reapplying your sunscreen every couple hours, right? Oh my God, I never know that. Whatever the
I
bullshit
never
answer
do
I got
that
back was.
unless
I
I'm
mean, I
unless
don't
I'm
either.
outdoors. Unless I'm outdoors
Exactly.
and I have
And
hand
like,
sanitizer and then I sanitize my hands and then I reapply, like if I'm in the dead of sun and not wearing a hat. But
exactly.
otherwise during the day, I
Which,
never
yeah, I mean,
reapply.
I
Never.
don't either, but like if I'm, for example, like back when like the world existed, if I was walking around the city and like there was a lot of times I'd hit multiple stores in like a day. So if
Right.
I was going to be walking in like the broad sunshine in like the pollution that was New York, I
Right.
would bring that in my bag and like spray it with me, and it actually does a really good job of setting makeup as well. So I
Yes.
like like everything to my face,
Right.
and I appreciated it.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I
Wow.
mean, I've always wanted to try more of their products. So,
Mhm.
first
They're definitely an
impression,
amazing brand.
yes. And people love this product. They love a lot of other products from them. So it just kind of reinforced that I should try more products from them, basically.
Mhm. Yeah, I definitely need to give it a go. How we talked about, like, I think a couple episodes ago, I had given away a pharmacy product before I realized
Yes, the savior, the balm. Yeah.
the same thing happened with Supergoop. They have this like glow stick, which is like,
Yes.
it's so
Yeah.
good. So I got it as a piece of gratis when I worked at Sephora. Didn't know what it was. I don't remember if I donated it to like a women's shelter or like I gave it to a friend, but I was like,
Right.
I don't understand this. And now that like this like no makeup glistening glow has kind of come back the past couple years, I'm like, why the hell did I get rid of that? Like, oh, I'm so mad. Anyways, I digress. Um, I think your routine is very nice. It's very affordable, which I appreciate
Thanks.
compared
I
to
mean, there
like,
definitely are some things that are on the well, no, actually it is relatively
it's pretty
affordable.
affordable.
Yeah. I mean, three of these you can find at Ulta. Two of these one of them you can definitely find at the drugstore. Fourth Ray is more of like, that's what I mean. It's like,
It's like
Ulta
online,
drugstore, but
yeah.
it's not CVS drugstore. Supergoop is Sephora. And I think maybe Derm Store. And then the pineapple serum is Sephora. But yeah, First Aid Beauty, you can find it at Ulta. You can find it at
You can find it
Derm
everywhere.
Store. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually very happy with my
Yay.
with my routine right now. So
Yeah.
it's working out well.
Yay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that I feel like we're both pretty happy in our routine, actually. I've actually stuck to a routine, which I don't usually do. I'm usually like try a different product every day. See, like I'm a very like take my skin based on how it's going. So like if my skin is extra dry, I'll use different products. But recently,
Yes. So just real quick, I do that too, and it's very hard for me to stick to a routine. But when you're so acne prone, like
you have to.
you just can't. So it's a constant battle that I'm
Yeah.
fighting with myself. But anyway, continue.
Yeah. And I'm lucky that I'm not as acne prone. So I definitely have a little bit more leeway with just like throwing random products in and like hoping for the best.
Yeah.
Um, my routine's slightly longer than Hannah's. I have like 2 extra steps, maybe 3. Um, so I will say the first 2 steps, it really depends on how my skin is feeling. So if I am feeling extremely dry when I wake up, I will not do step 2. I would only do step 1. The first thing I do is I take a cotton pad and I do a quick wash of micellar water with Bioderma. I
Yes.
don't like to wash my face in the morning because I am so dry. I feel like it just sets me up for failure the rest of the day. Like my skin always looks better. And then
Yeah.
if I'm feeling like more normal dry, I will go in. We've already talked about Bioderma. I think we can gloss over the
Yes.
love of Bioderma. My second step, I have been trying to get through the First Aid Beauty facial radiance pads. So
Mhm.
these ones are $36 and you get a pack of 60, which when I was researching is a little more pricey than I thought they would be. I don't know why. Like I view First Aid Beauty as like a more like some of their products are super affordable and then others they like blow me out of the water. And I'm like, why are you charging me so much money
Yeah, I mean, if you're using those morning and night, you're spending $36 a month,
a
which is
month?
pricey. If you're spreading them out to one time, either morning or evening, then you
Hmm.
have you're spending $36 for 2
Every
months.
2 months.
A traditional toner will last you longer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And these were gifted to me by a brand rep. I really do like them. They're very gentle. I think they're a really great way in the morning for me to get a very small amount of exfoliation because I'm dry. I need that like lift of dead skin that's accumulated at the end of
Mhm.
the or overnight.
Yeah.
They give a nice glow. I really am all about like getting almost like that natural highlight with my skincare because I am so dry. I really like it to like look like when the light hits me, like I'm a little sweaty, which is
Yeah.
gross, but like that's the look I'm going
Dewy
for.
glistening.
A
Yes.
dewy glisten.
Yes.
And these, like I said, if most mornings I do use them, there are some days where I wake up and I'm like, oh God, my skin is tight. If I feel that way, I don't. I don't think I would repurchase these ones if I'm being
Okay.
completely honest. I really like the Sephora collection ones we've talked about previously.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
really nice. They're half the price. I think you get
Yes.
60 pads for like 14 bucks. And there
Yes.
are a
They're
couple
like, yeah.
literally half the price.
Yeah.
Um, and I also just have a couple brands at the drugstore that have released pads.
Mhm.
And I'm like I said, I'm trying really hard to be more like eco-conscious. And I just don't think these are good for the environment. So I am trying to like steer away. I'm really not needing it as a step in the morning.
Mhm.
Or I could use like a liquid toner just to
Yeah,
avoid
I for pre-soaked pads like that, I prefer them when I travel because they are convenient. However,
Mhm.
because I'm also someone who, has a lot of skincare products and rotates through, they are more they're going to dry out versus a toner in a bottle won't.
Exactly.
So, I don't tend to purchase them and they also, I mean, yeah, they are more expensive because they're providing you the product and they're providing you
The
the
cotton
the
or the
cotton.
pad.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're nice. I'm clearly not obsessed with them, but
Yeah.
I think if I got them for free again, I would still use them. Like they wouldn't be like something I'd just instantly pass on to a friend.
Okay.
So yeah, they're not I kind of have this like weird relationship with First Aid Beauty where some of the things I've really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And others I'm just they're not it's just not a brand that like I get super hyped about. So
Yeah, I didn't until I
um
tried their moisturizer.
well, I'm glad that you're hypey. You can be hypey for me.
Yes.
Um, the next step I do is eye cream. So I am using the Algenist Complete Eye Renewal Balm. This is definitely a pricier product. It retails for $65 for half an ounce, which
Whoa.
I will say is on trend with like the Sephora anti-aging clinical brand, which is what Algenist is.
Yeah, true.
Um, this was gifted. And what's funny about this product, I remember selling the crap out of this product. This
Mhm.
is the first time I've used it, but I remember selling it like at least once a day at Sephora because I'd be like, oh, because it was the most it's the most expensive eye cream we had in the store, and it's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't want to be like I just sold it to sell it, but like
It is
if you're
really good.
over,
It's worth the money.
it's really good. So I didn't look up if it had mica because it does have a glisten to it. And I know for you, it's gonna you're gonna want to know. But it's a very nice, like lightweight gel. I'm using a different one at night still, but this could definitely be for both. I don't think it doesn't necessarily need to be AM or PM. It could work for both. Very brightening. I do feel a little bit of like tightening.
Hmm.
Obviously, like we said earlier, I'm not going to see a huge amount of difference with my under eyes. It's definitely
Right.
preventative at this point.
Yeah.
But I think this would be something like I'm using such a small amount of it. Even if I was to use it as my main eye cream, I would definitely repurchase.
So you said so it's called an eye balm. I was
Yeah.
using an eye balm before, and actually I just realized reading through your list that I haven't been using my eye cream because I have misplaced it, but I used to use the Kiehl's avocado creamy eye cream.
Ugh.
And
Sorry.
it leaves a shiny finish, but it's super hydrating. And I got the big size for buy one get one free. So I was like, okay, great, I'm done for the next year and a half. So anyway, that was one that I was using, and I have to find it again. But you said it's an eye balm. I was using an eye balm like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and it was in a pot. How is this? What is the application of this?
This is a pot.
It is a pot.
I would
Okay.
it's a pot. I would say it's less thick than a lot of other eye balms I've used, but I almost
Okay.
like it because for daytime, I don't want it to be super thick. I want it to
Right.
absorb quickly.
Yes.
And it looks beautiful under concealer. I think that's like
Oh,
always a
okay.
good, like I can put it on and like less than 2 minutes later can put on a concealer and it'll instantly like blend. I have no issues. So I think
Mm.
that's a good test. I don't necessarily know if anyone under the age of like 40 actually needs it.
Right.
You could definitely do something like the Kiehl's. I'm not a fan of Kiehl's, but you
In
could do a
general, or
cheaper
that particular product?
both. I don't know.
Okay.
Kiehl's is stinky. They use a lot of essential oils, which are not bad, but like
It's just not for you.
it's not for me. I did
Yeah.
like their midnight recovery oil. That's the only product I've like
That's like one of their
enjoyed,
hero products. Yeah.
but it didn't seem like worth that. Like it was good. It
Right.
wasn't bad, but like I'm not paying that much for an oil that's just essential oils that I could make in my backyard by myself. Like, no. If I'm gonna get an oil, I'm gonna get a cold pressed oil from like Mountain Rose Herbs or get something that's like
Right.
hefty.
Right.
But
Yeah. Fair. Yeah.
yeah. And then I have been almost finished up with my essence. So the essence that I'm using, I do so much more than you as I'm looking at this list.
No, but you know what's
Um,
funny is that this morning I used an essence, but I haven't before. You
yeah.
know,
I
I
only use
started
them at
using that one
night.
this morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had
This,
to simplify it because I was breaking out so much. So I just got rid of so many
yeah.
steps. So, you know, different skin types.
Yeah.
What can you do?
I I think a lot of it too is like the only way I can get my skin to actually feel hydrated all day is by layering this many levels of
Yes.
nourishment. I
Yeah.
really do believe that. And most of you can like from my routine, most of it is just hydration because I don't
Yes.
use a vitamin C. We'll get into that with serums, but like I don't use um a ton of actives. Like I really only have like 2 actives in my entire
Yeah.
AM routine. But the essence I'm using currently is the Peach and Lily Wild Dew essence.
Oh.
I definitely wrote Drew in my notes and it took me off guard for a second there.
I wanted to
Um,
try this so badly.
so I really like this. I got a kit that had this, the glass skin serum, the
Mhm.
matcha moisturizer, and it had their
Oh,
face
that
wash.
texture.
It, I will say, Peach and Lily is a weird, I don't know how I 100% feel because I
Okay.
got this kit for like 40 bucks. I loved the face wash. It was like this power clay. So it was like, it was supposed to help remove any excess oil, but it was super hydrating. It was a gel. I finished it pretty quickly, really loved it.
Mhm.
I just finished the matcha and it was weird because it was really, it felt like it should be super hydrating, but it always felt like it didn't penetrate deeply enough into my skin. Like it felt like I always
Interesting.
wanted a little bit more.
Okay.
The glass skin serum, which is the reason I bought the kit,
Yes.
on recommendation from a lot of friends, it did nothing for
Yeah.
my pores. It I will say, I love it if I was to do like a skincare highlight, if I was to do makeup with it. I love the way it makes my skin look,
Mhm.
but it doesn't actually add benefit to like it's like the Future Dew from Glossier. They have
Yes.
that like
Okay.
where I don't think it has any actual benefit, but it makes your skin look real good. And I
So I got the glass skin serum from the Allure Beauty Box, and I was using it, and I agree with you. I don't really, obviously, I mean, I don't really do makeup, and I don't really think of my skincare as makeup ever, but it was kind of one of those things where my skin is feeling really nice. I don't need to do anything to it because I'm not, you know, I don't have a breakout, so I might as well use this because it's not going to create a reaction. But it just kind of felt like a hydrating healthy drink of water. It was like, "Oh, you want your skin to
yeah,
look really healthy? Use this." You know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the essence I think is the standout star from this kit for me. I think it's the
Okay.
product that I'm like I'm sad that I'm going to be out of it. I probably have like 2 or 3 uses left.
Oh.
And in research for this video, I looked up the price and was shooketh. I was on the phone with Hannah and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" It's $39 for
Mm-hmm.
3.3 ounces,
Yeah.
which is double, 2 times the price of the Coast RX Essence, which they are very similar. This
Well,
one's a little bit
that one's
more
23, so that would be 46 for the same size.
okay, so maybe not double, but like
But it is almost double. So that is really
almost.
significant. Yeah. Yeah.
And this is like I believe it's a Korean beauty brand.
Yes.
And K Beauty has done a lot of beautiful things for my skin, so I always am intrigued by them. This essence is it gives this beautiful drench, like that sip of water for my skin. It's
Mm-hmm.
very lightweight in texture. Um, I believe it's also supposed to like brighten and do other things. I don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it's just that the formulas of peach and lily are a little bit more subtle, so I'm not seeing the results because I've kind of found if you have a good skincare routine in place, you're not going to see results from minute ingredient lists.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see things
What are
from
the do you know, or do you have them written
oh,
down, like what the ingredients that they call out?
so they have brightening niacinamide, antioxidant rich lotus extract, radish seed extract, yeast ferment, and firming adenosine. I don't know what that one is. It says dewy skin unaltered by modern day life. And like I will say, it makes my skin look super glowy. It gives me a beautiful dew. Um, I guess a little bit of brightening, but
Mm-hmm.
mostly it's hydration. I don't see any like firming or youth defying
Right.
benefits from it.
I mean, I'm kind of with you though, is that a good essence for me is just that really nice drink of water that leaves your skin feeling so comfortable, really soft, and just totally hydrated. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bummed
I
at the price because it's a smaller size. Well, it's the same as Cozarx, but it is, not like, it's 3.3 ounces. But I'm happy that you like
yeah.
it, but I am bummed at the
I
price
don't
per
think I'm
ounce
gonna and I did buy this one, like I said. I don't think I would repurchase. Like
because the price.
yeah, like they have a spray that's like a mix of this and their glass serum that's like a mist.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
think it's like in that $25 price point, which is still expensive for a mist, but that I might get behind a little bit more because I could use it throughout the day.
But you know what's so funny though is that to me, I would spend more money on or I
The
would choose to
essence.
spend my money on the essence rather than the mist that you're going to go through quicker. And I just think that if you pat something into damp skin versus spray it, it's going to have
Yeah.
a
It's gonna have more
better
benefits.
that's what I
Yeah.
think. I don't know. I mean, honestly,
You
the
know what I
science
would
behind that
say?
is fuzzy, but
I mean, I definitely agree. I would probably purchase this if I had like a coupon to Ulta because that's where I bought it was Ulta. If I had their
okay.
20% off, I would probably repurchase. Because if
Okay.
I could
Maybe
get
maybe we should do an episode of like products that we like, but we wait until they're on sale to buy because they're
that's like
not
half the
that
products
essential.
I use.
But I think that's important because I do the same thing. It's like, I used to play the game. Like if I had $1 million, when I would go shopping, if I had $1 million, would I buy this sweater? Or I would hold something up and say, this is how much I would pay for that. And then I compare the price to that.
Ooh, that's a good one. I
And
don't
then
do that enough.
I mean, if you go to a store and like Ulta, right? And you kind
Yeah.
of know what it's gonna be, you can guesstimate a good price range, or I'm gonna buy this if it's, between $20 and $25. Same thing. I mean, obviously we're not clothing podcast, but if you go to
Yeah.
H&M, you know their price range. You hold up a sweater, you go to Zara, you hold up a sweater, you go to whatever, you hold up whatever. I would pay X amount, look at the price tag, and then you can make your
If
decision on
it's in
that.
that range, you're good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
That's a good yeah, I would definitely say I would probably repurchase. And I think this is a really good brand to try because my friend who recommended this loves it. She sees a lot of good results. So I would say this one is one to get that starter kit. Try it
yeah.
out with the minis because I went through it. This is a really tiny bottle that I have in front of me. What is this? It's 1 ounce. Honestly, that's not bad.
And you used
Um,
it every morning, and how long did
every
it last
morning
you?
I bought it before Thanksgiving.
But were you using it on and off?
I was using it consistently. So I'd say at least 2 months. for an ounce. That's not
Okay.
bad. I
Yeah.
only need a small amount. So yeah, maybe I'm
Okay,
talking
so
myself
then
into buying this
if
product
so
on
then
the
if
pod.
so then 1 ounce lasts you 2 months. The full size is 3.3
6.
ounces. So you're gonna get 67 months out of a $39 product. Okay.
That's not bad.
That's actually not
Okay.
bad, especially because you're only using it once a day. If you're using it twice a day, obviously you're gonna go through it quicker, but okay.
That's not terrible.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, guess I got to go to a trip to Ulta. Jeez. Thanks, Hannah.
Just
Back
wait
me
for
into it. Why don't
the
you?
coupon. Wait for the coupon.
Yeah, there should be one coming out soon, actually. We should also see if people want an episode of like when coupons are coming out, what we'd recommend. Like what are like, you
Oh
should get this at
yeah.
Ulta. That'd be cool. Sorry, that
Okay.
came to me.
Yeah. All right.
Um,
Marking that down.
all right, let me breeze through the last 4 that I have because we are on tangents quite a bit. So I also do what Hannah does where I mix my 2 serums together. So the first one that I have is the Naturium niacinamide serum. So this is 12% niacinamide, 2% zinc, and then it does also have hyaluronic acid and vitamin E in it. I
Okay.
really love this texture. It is a drugstore. You can purchase it at Target. It's a drugstore serum. It's $16 for an ounce, which I don't think is terrible. It
Yeah.
is one of the cheaper ones from Naturium. I had never used a niacinamide pure product like this, where it was like strictly that was like the main focus. It had been like a secondary ingredient.
Right.
But I really saw a difference in my brightness. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, niacinamide is supposed to help with your pores.
I gotta be honest with you. There was such an overload of niacinamide, I tuned it out.
Okay, that's fair.
And
I
I
want to
just
say it's mostly
ignored it.
brightness.
But
I
here's
mean,
the
I'm
thing,
sure I
I have
could.
seen someone post and they say, I've seen conflicting posts because some people call out niacinamide for its brightening effects, and some people say, if you want to do brightening, why don't you choose vitamin C or something else? Like niacinamide is not meant to help with brightening. So I honestly, I thought it was so overdone in 2020 that I
It
just
was.
ignored it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It says on the back that it's supposed to be for uneven skin tone and visibly reduce the look of pores. So I guess it does a little bit of both. And I
Okay.
mix that with the Pacifica Water Boost Hydrating Serum. This is conflicting prices. It was
Okay.
$15.99 at Target and $16.99 at Ulta. So if you want to save
Oh,
$1, Target in general, I have found is always cheaper, whether it be
yeah.
makeup, skincare. So I always recommend, unless it's something you need to get from Ulta or you have a
Yes.
coupon, go and buy it at Target. This one uses pea peptides and kelp. And I
Ooh.
believe it's a hyaluronic based serum because it is like a little bit more of that jelly texture.
It is?
Um,
Okay. Does it absorb or is it
it
kinda
absorbs
sticky?
really so I actually don't mind a little bit of the stickiness because I feel like I need that tactile feel on my skin um to actually feel like I'm getting moisture. But
Mhm.
I don't like once I put my moisturizer on, I don't feel it on my skin anymore. You
Got
okay?
it. Sorry, I accidentally punched the desk, so if you heard that, I really apologize. Oh gosh, I'm fine.
um Yeah, like I feel like in compared to a lot of my other hyaluronics, it does absorb really quickly. And I do like a
Okay.
pressing motion with it. I don't
Yes.
rub. And
Yes.
that is and mixing it with I think the Naturium, it helps kind of get it in faster and I don't notice like an actual like grip, if that makes sense. Like it just gives a
Yes.
really nice glow.
Right.
Um
Are
and
they
I
both
feel like
pumps or
the
droppers?
Naturium is a pump, the Pacifica is a dropper.
Okay, so do you think the niacinamide one is thinner and the Pacifica one is thicker, or would you say they're similar texture?
The Pacifica is actually a slightly thinner texture, and the,
Okay.
Naturium's
Oh,
a little bit thicker, which is
interesting.
unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say I'm actually almost out of my Pacifica Water Bounce,
Mhm.
which, I would put it on par with the Ordinary's hyaluronic, which
Mhm.
I wasn't a fan of. The Ordinary one has now sat in my bathroom since last March when I purchased it.
Yeah.
I used about half of it because I brought it back with me when I quarantined and I didn't have anything else, so I was using it.
Right.
It doesn't do it for me, fam. This one for like 4 or $5 cheaper, highly recommend. Really, really loving
You
it.
mean more expensive. Pacifica one is more expensive than
I'm so
the
sorry.
ordinary. Yeah.
Yes, for a couple dollars more.
Yeah. I tried the ordinary one. I was using it last spring. Well, actually last winter because it was when we were going to the gym. It was right when we moved. And
Yeah.
I remember I haven't kept using it. I will try it again. I don't really remember why I didn't like it, although the texture I wasn't a fan of, but otherwise I will try it again. But yeah, I just haven't really been drawn to it.
All right, last two products. Again, I apologize for my ramblings. This product is one that I had wanted to try for a very long time. It is the
Yes.
Ula Hendrickson Sea Rush Brightening Gel Cream.
Oh,
They do have a thicker version of this that
I
I
want to try
really
both.
want to try.
Yes.
This one was gratis gifted to me. I really, really like it.
Okay. I
Um,
love Ole
I
Hendrickson
I
or
love
Ula.
he is Ula. I say Ula,
Yeah.
Ola, whatever.
Yeah. I say Ula because you
He
say it.
is
Yeah.
he is like I remember watching trainings with him at Sephora. He is the cutest, nicest man. He has the most adorable accent. Like I
Yeah.
love it. He'll come on and just be like this ball of energy. He'll be like, "Hello everyone. I'm going to teach you about my beautiful new product." I'm like, "Oh my god, Ula, like yes, give it to
Yeah.
me. I'll take it."
Yeah.
Um this one I will say there is quite a fragrance. It smells like a creamsicle and I don't hate it. I
Does it
it's
linger
really
though? Or does
no,
it go
no, it
away?
doesn't.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
notice it after it goes on my skin, but it's really nice to like dot it on my face and rub it in and smell it while I'm applying it. It's very sensorial.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's really nourishing, but super fast absorbing. I guess it technically has a little bit of vitamin C in it. So I guess I am using a vitamin C, quote unquote, not really.
Yeah.
Um, but it just has a really beautiful texture. I forgot to say it's $46 for 1.7 ounces.
Okay.
So mid-range for Sephora, I would say. But I think definitely worth it. Ula has I haven't really had a bad product from Ula Hendrickson yet.
Yeah.
Um,
I
and I
used to
think
use his blue, the moisturizer in the
the
blue
sheer
jar.
transformation.
That one I used for like 3 years straight. It was
It's a
so
good
good. And
one.
the reason I liked it is because what I did was I stopped using any other exfoliating serums or toners or anything, and I would only
Mhm.
use that. Well, I would use the toners, but not every day. And it was just enough of an AHA in there to
Yep.
refine my skin and keep it really, really clear without over irritating it. So I
The
need to use that
formulations
one
are
again.
just really beautiful. I find that I'm actually using the exfoliator that they recently released, the lemonade scrub.
Yes, yes.
Oh, it's so good. It smells like a lemonade slushy, which I know how like his smells do turn people off. I get that. Um, I don't care. I
Yeah.
really enjoy using it. I use it in the shower and it is like the most brightening thing in the morning and it's so nice when I use it.
I really
Um,
want to try that one. I was
I'll send you a little, I'll squeeze you out some and send it to you.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I missed that show. Anyways, the final step per use is SPF. I picked up a new one from the drugstore recently. This is the Derma E Scar Cream Sun Protect SPF 35.
Ooh.
This is 18.99 for 1.5 ounces. It does come in a pump, which I do appreciate. It's not a
Mm-hmm.
squeezy tube. This one has a 1.7% zinc oxide, so it is mineral based. I'm really confused by this product. I'm
1.7%.
sorry, 11.7%.
Okay, I was like, what are you getting out of 1.7%? Okay. So there is no chemical sunscreen, it's all physical.
It's all physical.
Okay,
Yeah, it's all
cool.
mineral. So this I am a little confused by it because it's called a scar cream. I don't know if it's intended to be a moisturizer. I mean, we had this discussion a couple,
Mm-hmm.
I think a little bit ago, where technically any sunscreen is a moisturizer, but like this is not hydrating enough for me to use on its own
Okay.
um at all. It has it's here's my issue. I really like Derma E as a brand and I think their products are really good. They definitely have a great ingredient list. Um I'm really just dumbfounded with how expensive drugstore SPFs are cuz for like 5 or
Yeah.
$10 more, I could get a product at like a high-end retailer. Um
I think
and
just that
this
formulating and getting FDA approval of sunscreens is so
is pricey.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of the root of it. So it's really difficult to make an inexpensive SPF.
Yeah. Which again, it's something that I think is worth your money. Everyone should have an SPF. This one I have to really warm up between my hands. It's what I consider like a very classical mineral sunscreen where it has that uh
Does it have
like
that gritty texture to it?
not grit. Let me pump it out because I'm having a hard time describing it.
Okay.
It's like, it almost feels like there's like a residue, but it doesn't like linger on the skin. So if I rub
Okay.
it between my hands and then like apply it and like rub, it doesn't like, I don't feel that residue, but like on my fingers right now, like it almost feels like there's like an oiliness.
And you have to wash your hands right away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, actually, what I do is I rub it into my hands so my hands get SPF and then
So
it's good.
so here's the thing. I try to do that also. I do it on the back of my hands, but it irritates me, so I have to wash my hands and it just defeats the purpose. So I have heard
Oh.
of it. So what I do sometimes is I wash my hands and then I'll take a little bit of a moisturizer or an SPF, excuse me. I pump it and then I just kind of rub the back of my
The
hands
back of your
together to rub
hands.
it in. Yeah.
Because fun fact, your hands are going to be the first signs of aging shown on your. Could you hear that?
Yeah, what was that?
We're sorry if you could hear that loud scream of my parents yelling at our television one whole floor below me. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I love living at home. It's fine. Um, but yeah, I don't know. This SPF, I'm gonna now intertwine it with that one that I bought at TJ Maxx, the Biossance.
Yes,
Because
and then compare the
that one
two.
I've heard mixed reviews about as well, where it has that like thicker mineral texture because it is mineral as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. I don't know how I feel about
So
it.
you said so the Derma E, they call it a scar cream. Do they prominently feature vitamin E?
You know, all I have are drug facts on the back of this. I don't remember when I bought it. It did come in like a box.
Yeah.
But they say it reduces the appearance of scars and it primes and nourishes. So there has to be something in it that's doing that. I can look
Yeah.
it up real quick. It does not have any mention of an active ingredient in here other than mineral zinc oxide. And the ingredient list, from what I can see, it has a bunch of like things that I don't know what they are, which is quite
Interesting.
common with SPFs. I just don't know how to read those ingredient lists.
Oh, panthenol and a allantoin, which I've heard of.
There's dimethicone in here
Allantoin.
too. Mm,
Oh, and silica.
interesting.
Do you like dimethicone or you don't like dimethicone?
I have an interesting relationship with dimethicone. Some may call it toxic. Um, so I hate dimethicone in my hair care products. I think we talked about that before, where like I just know it weighs my hair down. I don't love them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not 100% opposed to them in my skincare, but I just don't like the texture of dimethicone.
Yeah. I couldn't
And I
remember if that was this ingredient or if it was something else where you just are not a fan of the texture.
and honestly, I don't see any like most products with dimethicone, I don't get any benefit from the dimethicone, if that makes sense. Like I'd rather you give me like an oil in there if you're looking for like something that's going to smooth out and like apply nicely.
Right.
And I've noticed dimethicone can sometimes clog my pores. I'm not sure if it's
Yeah.
the dimethicone, but like products with
Mm-hmm.
dimethicone are pore clogging for me.
Yeah.
So I've cut them out as much as possible. I'm not like super, I look at every single thing that I put on my skin.
Right.
But it's something that I just have noticed I tend to not love when I have it in my
Yeah.
routine. So
Yeah. That's fair.
yeah. But that's my AM routine.
I
So
really like your routine. I
it's a
really want to
lot.
try the Pacifica. Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, I really want to try the Pacifica water breeze. I was at Target earlier last week and I was looking at the boosts, but they only
They
had
have a new
one there.
line. They
Oh,
have a
do
new
they?
Glow Baby line. Yeah, they have like a glowing boost. And I'm like, ooh. I
Yeah.
was there and I was like, I can't buy anything else.
Yeah.
I will say for reference, this routine maybe takes me like 5 to 7 minutes at most. And it's the
Mm-hmm.
only thing I'm doing in my morning. So like I work from home right now. I get up, I will do this routine at my desk. I will go downstairs, fill up my water bottle, pop an Eggo in the toaster, and walk back up the stairs and sit down for work. And like
Right.
that's my morning. But like
Right.
I'm not a morning person. So I need 5 to 10 minutes of like silence working on it used to be my makeup, but now it's
Right.
my skincare routine for me to like acclimate to like being alive and you know
Remember that you're awake and all that kind of
remember
stuff.
that I have like a life to live.
Yeah.
Sometimes it also doesn't happen in the morning. I've had it where some days I like roll out of bed onto my desk and then like I'll have a break at noon. And I'm like, oh, should probably do my skincare routine.
Oh my gosh,
So
the number of times I didn't actually wash my face until after lunch during 2020, during like peak
oh
coronavirus,
yeah.
peak quarantine. I couldn't even count. And then, if I had one of the dogs, I'd be like, oh, I have to go out. And so and take him out. So the only thing I would do
Just
was
put on
rinse my
sunscreen.
face and put on sunscreen. And then I'd
Well,
be
and
like, oh, okay, all right, maybe I should really wash my face,
Well, in the beginning of quarantine, right when I first got furloughed, I was awake to like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm not sure if it was like anxiety or just like nothing to do and I was unemployed. So I was
Same.
like, I was up
Yes.
so late and then I'd sleep till noon. It's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
I need to sleep. What
Right.
else is there to do to pass the
Right.
time, drown out
Yeah.
my sorrows?
Yeah.
Um, and so I think that also like just changed my like I'd get up and be like, oh, it's noon, morning routine, but like it's an afternoon routine
Right.
at that point.
I mean, honestly, at least you're washing your face one time a day. So,
True.
you're still, I don't know, you're being productive. I don't think we should be judging because
No.
I did the exact same thing.
Yeah. And like most people, you don't need to do, in my opinion, honestly, more than like wash your face, throw on an SPF if you're a normal person that like doesn't want to do an 18-step morning routine.
Yeah. So actually, I think whoever is listening, please send us your morning routines because I am very curious to see how they are either similar to ours in terms of steps or totally, not similar. And you guys say you guys are insane. This is just what I do. But
I've had some
yeah,
friends look at me and when I tell them this is my routine, they're like, you're crazy.
yeah,
And I was
I
like,
know. But this is why I want people to submit to us their
yeah,
routines. Yeah,
please.
I'm
And if there's
really
any
curious.
products that you think we would like that would fit into our routines, I would love, I mean, I'm always down to buy more product
Yeah,
and try
clearly
the
you can tell
product.
that we both are that. Yeah.
Just like,
Yes.
where's my credit card? Cha-ching, cha-ching. Don't do that,
Yes.
kids. Stay out of debt.
No, send
But
us your recs. You can email us at barefaced.podcast@gmail.com.
you can send us a DM or comment on our Instagram, which is barefaced.podcast.
Yeah. And then we also have a Facebook, and that our username is Barefaced a Beauty Podcast. So either of those mediums, we love hearing from all of you. We are so, as we said at the beginning of the episode, but we'll reiterate this, we are so, so thankful for everyone who has been listening, subscribing, and rating us. That really helps us. And it just kind of, I don't know, makes me feel, really
It
happy
makes my
that,
heart happy.
yeah, it makes me happy when it's like, oh, I listened to you guys this morning and I was, I found it enjoyable. I found it entertaining. So
Yeah.
thank you for the support and the sweet messages. Excuse me, I lost my
And
voice there.
we found out with looking at our analytics, we have some listeners from abroad, which like,
Yes.
oh my God, how cool is that? I
We
think we
text
have
each
one
other like in all caps. Yes. So,
someone from Australia
I think we
and
have a couple
then
listeners in Australia and then the Philippines
and
and
a
then
couple in Europe,
and a
France, I
couple in
think.
Europe. Yeah. So
Oh, it
blown
feels so
away.
cool that I'm like, oh my God, someone on the other side of the world wants to listen to me yak.
I
Um,
know. Yeah. No, thank you. It's, I don't know. It's just super exciting. And we really love connecting with everyone, especially, I mean, obviously I'll stop talking after this, but I haven't had much communication or connection with people, let alone new people. So this is very, very exciting. And, I hope that we are entertaining and, a fun part of your day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that'll wrap up today. Thank you guys so much again, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.